Hello everyone and welcome back to The Poland. Today I want to talk about something that at first glance might seem simple, a parade, a holiday, a winter tradition. But when you look closer, it becomes something much deeper. Every year on January 6th, streets across Poland fill with people wearing crowns, carrying stars, singing carols, and walking together through cities and small towns alike. This is the Three Kings Festival, or Orzak Tryzek Króli. And what's fascinating is that in a world that feels more divided, faster and more modern than ever, this ancient celebration doesn't fade away. It grows. So today we're going to explore why. Why does this festival still matter? Why do so many people, religious and non-religious, take part? And how does an old biblical story continue to unite a very modern Poland? Before we begin, don't forget to like, subscribe and share this video. It really helps the channel grow and allows us to keep telling stories about Polish culture, history and identity. Now, let's begin. At the heart of the Three Kings Festival is a story that's been told for nearly 2,000 years. Three wise men, kings, scholars, travelers, follow a star across the desert. They don't know exactly where it will lead, only that it's guiding them towards something important. Eventually, that journey brings them to Bethlehem. In Poland, this story has long been part of religious tradition, celebrated as the Feast of the Epiphany. For generations, it was marked quietly. Church services, blessings of homes, chalk markings on doors. It was meaningful, but mostly private. And then something changed. In the early 21st century, communities began asking a simple question. What if this story didn't stay inside church walls? What if it became something people could experience together? That idea transformed the holiday. The modern Three Kings procession isn't a performance you sit and watch. It's something you join. Children dress as angels and shepherds. Adults wear crowns and robes. Some people come in costume, others in everyday winter coats. And that's perfectly fine. The point isn't perfection. The point is participation. Each procession includes music, short theatrical scenes, and symbolic stops along the route. These moments retell the ancient story, but in a way that feels accessible, joyful, and human. And here's the key thing. You don't need to believe everything to belong there. You just need to show up. That openness is a big reason why the festival resonates so strongly today. Modern Poland is not one single voice. Some people are deeply religious. Some are culturally Catholic but not practicing. Some are secular. Some are searching. And yet, on January 6th, you'll find all of them walking side by side. That's rare. The Three Kings Festival doesn't demand agreement. It doesn't ask people to define themselves. It simply invites them to walk together. For families, it's a tradition passed down to children. For older generations, it's a reminder of continuity. For younger people, it's often their first experience of tradition that feels joyful rather than imposed. It creates a shared memory. And shared memories are powerful. Let's talk about symbols. Crowns, stars, carols, banners. These aren't random decorations. They're visual reminders of stories many Poles grew up with, even if they haven't thought about them in years. Symbols work because they bypass logic and go straight to emotion. You might not remember every detail of the story, but you remember how it felt, standing in the cold, hearing familiar melodies, seeing children smile, feeling part of something larger. These symbols act like a bridge, connecting grandparents, parents, and children in the same moment. That's not nostalgia, that's cultural memory in motion. To fully understand why this festival matters, we need to talk about public space. For much of the 20th century, Poland's public spaces were complicated places. They were controlled, monitored, politicized. Religious expression often belonged behind closed doors. So when people now walk freely through city centers, singing, celebrating, expressing faith or culture openly, it carries historical weight. This festival isn't a protest, it isn't political, but it quietly represents freedom reclaimed. It says, "These streets belong to people. These stories belong to us. This culture is alive." And because it's peaceful, joyful, and inclusive, it avoids becoming divisive. Something very rare today. One of the most surprising things about the Three Kings Festival is how well it fits into modern life. People coordinate through social media, photos and videos spread online, live streams reach those who can't attend. Instead of tradition being threatened by technology, it's strengthened by it. Young people don't just observe, they document, share, remix, and reinterpret. Tradition becomes something lived, not archived. And that's why it survives. Traditions don't disappear because they're old. They disappear when they stop being meaningful. This one hasn't. In a fast-changing world, people are searching for grounding, something stable, something shared, something that reminds them they belong somewhere. The Three Kings Festival doesn't promise answers. It offers presence. It doesn't tell people what to think. It invites them to walk, and sometimes that's enough. When you look at the Three Kings Festival, you're not just seeing a religious procession, you're seeing a nation telling itself a story about where it's been, where it is, and how it chooses to move forward, together. That's why this ancient celebration still matters. That's why it still grows, and that's why it continues to unite a modern Poland. If this story resonated with you, please like this video. It really helps. Subscribe to The Poland for more deep dives into Polish culture and identity. And share this with someone who loves Poland or wants to understand it better. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time, right here on The Poland.